Hey, crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and I appreciate you being here on a Sunday afternoon with me. So, hey, Russ, thanks for being here. Hey, BBMK, there she is. How are you doing? So, hope everyone had an amazing weekend and that things are going well. And if you're one of those work folks like me, already getting focused on the coming week and getting our mindset for that. Some of us have 9 days off, as I'm told, but I'm not one of those. Hey, the Pug Mama, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Inez, thank you. Jeannie, thanks for being here. Jean and Brian, welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. So it has been a crazy week. I actually did accomplish a few tasks. If you follow my Facebook channel, I've actually been posting a few pictures of work and things I've been getting done over there. Very excited. Oh, I should have brought it in. I didn't think about it. I actually got my first quilt from start to finish completed. So the husband and wife that did all the work for me up in the park home up in Shady Pines recently had a grandbaby, and they had asked me about a quilt and that. Actually had a quilt panel that was really cute that I think I got at J store, just wanting to have a couple of nursery quilt panels available. And so ended up grabbing that, and I had stitched it out, put a wild background on it, stitched it out in did a binding and a turquoise finish in that, and actually got it done on the old long arm on the sit down. So I had it ready just in case. She actually really did like it. So I ended up getting that out for her, but of course she wanted it personalized with the granddaughter's name on it. So I managed today to make that machine work and pay me a little money. So I actually got that done today. And now, unfortunately, I won't get to go back up to Shady Pines until Friday because normally I try to go up Thursday after work. That's not going to work this week because I have a Friday on site meeting I have to be at for at least half a day. So the plan is as soon as I can escape that meeting, to jump in the car and head up the mountain because I have not been there since July 4th and I really, really, really miss it and need some time there. So BBMK says she went to 35th today, grabbed fabric to make more her own jelly roll strips for our sew along, and hubby wanted solids. Oh, boring. But the right solids mixed with some of the other fabrics, you almost need them sometimes to give your eye a little break to make the other ones pop out. So that's the story we'll go with. Hey, Maureen, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Vera's here tonight. Hey, Vera, thanks for being here. And Dale, another part of our YouTube family. Thanks for joining. Thanks for logging in tonight. So I did get some things accomplished. I did finally get to go back to Quilt Club yesterday. It has been forever. And so yesterday is what we call Go Gang. So we get together, us ladies, and we stitch out um, things that come off the things that we cut out of the Go, right? Man, my mind's just everywhere right now. Sorry, guys. So I did actually pick out, we were supposedly working on a Christmas project, but we can always work on anything we want to do. I actually accomplished my table runner that I had planned to do. I got it done from start to finish yesterday. So I had pre-cut all the pieces here at the house. So I did the cutting here. A lot of the ladies do the cutting there because some of them don't have cutters, which is fine. So others bring their cutters, they bring the dies. We share dies. There's always things there for us to work on. I fortunately had the dice, had everything I wanted. I also know, being with the ladies, that it tends to be a lot of sharing and sometimes trying to get things done, it can be difficult. So as a result, I wanted to make sure I at least had my stuff cut out. But I will say proudly, I got my table runner done and I managed. I can't see what I'm showing y'all. I managed to get the entire thing done. I am so, so thrilled, guys, with how this turned out. I have never, ever done anything like this. I learned so much about matching up, cutting things on the angle, getting things turned. I mean, just something as simple as when you look at stitching in here and doing, this. I've not ever done that. So it was really a little spooky, a little scary. But this is that dasher pattern by Moda. And so, sorry, I have so many tubs in here right now. I think this dasher pattern turned out so cute. It is the entire collection from Dasher. So this red, Lord, I need 6 arms, folks. This red is the, obviously Dasher, the reindeer, with the coordinating fabrics all the way around it, including this. God, I want to say gingham, but it's not gingham. Somebody help me. Whatever this is, right? All of this is out of that collection. So the only thing I did not buy was the binding because I figured I could figure out something for this. But I think it's so cute, and I really wanted this to be part of the design because it's got all the reindeers' names on it. So it's got Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, and Cupid, Donner, and Blixen. So I did get this done. So I am so, so proud of myself for getting that done. It really took a lot of concentration and effort. And thankfully, I had some ladies there that were able to help walk me through, but I did all the stitching. And yes, I only had to rip out 2 things because I couldn't remember from the table to the sewing machine what direction something had to go, which is just really a sad testimony on my part. So, but we'll get there, right? Hey, Katrina, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for being here. Thank you all. I am really proud of this. I need to get it quilted and that. So my friend goes, "Well, you need to throw that on the long arm, get it quilted. It'd be so nice because it's just like no, no, no. This is probably going on the Sweet 16 sit down because I can do that. I can do free motion and I'll get this done and actually be able to maybe use it in 2024. But we'll see. The plan is to actually start using the big Grace. After Labor Day. So I just need to get through the next few weeks. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Sally, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here tonight. Plaid. Yes, I could not think of the word plaid. Thanks, Jeannie. Yes, plaid. So I just thought that it just went so well. And you know what's funny is I have never used plaid fabrics on anything because everybody warns me about the direction and different things yet. But I think it turned out really cute with the plaid. And actually, what they showed on the AccuQuilt pattern is you would use. I think they had like a red and white stripe going up and down, so it looked kind of like a peppermint or something. But I just thought with all these fabrics, it just worked. It just made it look really cute. Vera says a stripe would look good for the binding. Yeah, that's what I've got to figure out what I want to do. Katrina says plaid also. I've got to figure out what that looks like. I need to figure out the backing as well. But that was a big accomplishment for me. So I managed to do that. I managed to take a mixed berry bread that seemed to go over really well. I liked the recipe that I found. It wasn't overly complicated, but you made it in a bundt pan. But I'll tell you, after I put the raspberries and blueberries and all that in it and got it done, took it out of the oven. I think the thing weighed like 15 pounds. I was really scared it was going to be too dense, but it turned out that it was actually really, really moist, and all the women seemed to like that. So thank you all for the compliments. Really means a lot. I'm very excited to have achieved this goal. So it makes me want to do more stuff like that. The problem is I got this done and thought, wow, that is so cute. Wouldn't it really be cool to stop everything and make a Halloween one? And that's what I've got to quit doing is I do a pattern, I like it, and then I decide I want to do 2 or 3 more seasons, holidays, whatever in it, and it's like, John, just stop. Just sometimes let it go. I'm kind of trying to learn the Frozen song, let it go, but I won't sing for you. Maureen says you did a good job. Thanks. Hey, Judy, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Katrina says my bunt pans have terminal stick to it. Mine used to, but I now cheat and I only use Baker's Joy in my bunt pan, even though they're supposedly Teflon nonstick coated or whatever. I still spray that Baker's Joy, which is that flour aerosol mix, which always seems to work really well. She says, I haven't been able to get a cake out without sticking no matter what I've tried. The one thing I will tell you too, like this recipe that I used said to make sure to leave it in the pan for I think 15 minutes. I'd have to go back and look at the recipe now, which seemed like an excessive amount of time for me. But I did realize you could watch as the pan was cooling down in that it did contract. So I guess that's what made it a little bit easier to get out. So that is one project that John managed to get done this week. The other project that John managed to get done, if you don't follow the Facebook channel, is I did manage to get another Halloween topper done because we needed more Halloween toppers. BBMK says Baker's Joy is amazing. Yes, it is a lifesaver. I remember reading a recipe course. I'm old enough that we used to use Crisco, and I didn't realize they hardly make Crisco anymore. It's hard to find, but you used to take a. My grandmother taught me that you take a baggie and put on your hand and put a little bit of Crisco on your baggie and rub it all over your pan, and then get that nice and slick, and then you dust it with the flour, and what a mess I always made with that. So John uses Baker's Joy. That's one of the best things they ever invented. Judy said she gave her pan to her daughter because she asked for it. Sally said she saw the Halloween top and it's cute. And I'm going to show you in just a minute after I take a big drink. Sorry, guys. I have been just so dehydrated this weekend. I think it's because I have just been running and gunning and just having a good time. And that doesn't always bode well. So this is one, if you follow the channel, you may have seen that I started a long time ago. I finally got this done. I think this turned out absolutely adorable. If you're a Halloween fan with all the kitty cats and all that, I learned a lot about doing this. This is not a Villa Rosa pattern. It is out of a kit that I bought. But I do think it turned out cute. I really do like the glowing eyes and the kitty cats and all that that came together with it. Hopefully, I'll get a few of these actually stitched and put together um, for Halloween this year. I'd actually like to get at least one done of all these tops I've done now and try to get one to my daughter because my little daughter, we call her Princess because that's who she is. She's always been my little princess. And it's funny because now my granddaughter, which some of you met, is Ava Lynn, named after me. And Ava Lynn told me, no, 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 mommy's not the princess. I'm the princess. So I had to explain to the poor little child that mommy will always be the princess and that we call Ava Lynn the Duchess. So not that that sets me up for anything but lots of money and lots of things that the children need. And the binding that actually came for this Halloween quilt are these bats. And I thought this was really a cute binding. So if I ever get this thing just quilted, I have a lot to do. It's interesting. My neighbor down the street said, just give me 1 or 2 tops to take home. I'll do those for you. I'll help get you caught up. I don't think there's anything caught up. And I was like, no, if you take them home, it doesn't help, right? So she's willing to take it home and do the hard work, right, of putting the backing on uh, ba- um, batting, yeah, the batting, and doing all that to help get me going, right? And I told her, I said, no, but if you take that home, then you just bring the stupid thing back, and then I still have to trim it down, get it ready, and then put the binding on. So it's like it's not like it's finished just because you got to quilt it. So we'll see how that works out. All right, guys, I've been running my mouth. Let's see where are at. Oh, Katrina says hers even sticks with Baker's Joy. I'm sorry, girlfriend. All right, where am I? Oh, oh, hey, Danielle. Thanks for being here. Welcome in. Thank you. I am very happy with how it turned out. You know me and Halloween, so I have to do that. Glenda, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Put my glasses on so I can maybe read a few names because I haven't got that far yet. So, but welcome into the channel. Hey guys, thanks for any of you that are new, welcome. Thanks for being here tonight. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I do want to work on one of my Christmas quilts. I've got that coming up, so I'm still trying to figure that one out. It's just been kind of crazy. It's just been so much going on and so much happening. Um, but we will see how that works out. But yeah, I mean, it's just funny things that you think about because I don't know. Not too long ago, I thought I need to buy a tub of Crisco. I don't know why, even what I wanted it for. I think maybe to make cookies. Because I remember back in the day, we used to buy the Crisco bars that were buttered flavor, and that's what we used to make cookies out of. In that, went to the store not realizing apparently we don't sell Crisco like we used to. And I was like, wow, I'm old enough. I remember Loretta Lynn frying fried chicken in her iron skillet um, with her Crisco oil. So it's funny. I thought about that not too long ago when I see Dolly doing all the Duncan Hines and coming out with the cake mixes and the frostings and all that. And now she's got brownies and she's got cornbread. Just kind of crazy. Hey, Barb, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for joining in. Hey, Candace, thanks for being here. So it's just, it's just we get used to what we get used to, I guess. So just something different. And at some point, we'll see how that works out. But mm, I just enjoy cooking. I enjoy having things work together. And Joydy's not here yet, but if Joydy was on, she would probably notice that I found three more boxes to add to the stash in the back. So it is what it is, but guys, I can't help that. You know me. I will tell you, I ended up not honoring my. Let's try not to buy anything until Black Friday because you know me in Villa Rosa. So Villa Rosa always does the Friday sale. I actually didn't watch it, which was really good, right? Because that way I know I wouldn't spend any money. Then I watched the stupid replay, and I only watched maybe 6 minutes of it, but they literally had like this Hot Wheels panel quilt design in that, and it actually wasn't very expensive. I think it was like 36 bucks or something, but it's the whole kit to do. My grandson is into two things huge. He loves Hot Wheels, and he loves Spider Man. So his birthday was Wednesday this week. So he got some Spider Man stuff from me. He got a shoot 'em up game from me, the Nerf targets and that. And but just too funny. So we ended up I got him all that, but then when I saw this, it was like, okay, yeah, now the I can't not get him this basically Hot Wheels kit. It does not say Hot Wheels on it, but it looks like Hot Wheel cars and that. And it was just too cute. It just flashed across the screen long enough that it caught my eye. So yes, I did order that today. because I need to. I want to get that done for him for Christmas. Mm. And it's actually only like 53 by 59 or something, so it's almost like a big square. Because my daughter goes, "Please don't tell me it's another twin comforter, bedspread, what quilt." I was like, "No, it's not that size." So she was happy with that. Oh, Brian says we still have the bar and the tub Crisco. See, I don't know. It's funny because I decided this week I wanted to make chicken salad because I like to cook. I like to make foods from scratch, and realized I was out of mayonnaise because I tend to buy the smaller jars of mayonnaise because I don't use mayonnaise a lot. And all of a sudden now, out on the West Coast again, we cannot get Dukes. And the problem is, I grew up in the South, and if it's got to be mayonnaise, it's got to be Dukes. There's only one mayonnaise, and it's Dukes. And don't ask me why that is, but I'm just used to Dukes. I checked all three chains out here. So our Fries, who was carrying Dukes, no longer has it. So I guess it just didn't sell because I was excited when I found it here. Um, Walmart doesn't carry it, and our Safeway stores don't carry it. So the only way I'm going to get it is probably to have it shipped in. And at this heat, this time of year, I'm not shipping that across the country. So that's something I will have to work on, and we will see how that goes. So let's see if we can make um, Nightbot work. I don't know if it's working yet or not. I am hoping. No, I still can't get Nightbot to work. So that is one of my goals between now and Labor Day. So over Labor Day, I will try to get Nightbot working. Jackie says she does love her granddaughters love Tula. Yes, see, Russ grew up in South Carolina, so he understands. The only it did work. Nightbot did work. Amen. So Danielle, if you put in exclamation point in your name, if you all have been set up, any of you that have a channel that I knew about and set up, you hit exclamation point in your name. It should pop up the links to your channel. Um, Candace goes, mayonnaise goes with everything. Can you tell I'm from the South? You know, I will have to say, I always thought I was Southern until I worked with this lady and we were eating French fries one day. And she looked at me and she goes, "Yes, I've always done that." And she dipped her French fries in mayonnaise and then ketchup. And I had never seen that. And I will say to this day, I've not tried it, but I surely don't need anything else to um, get me going. Dale says, I signed up for the monthly Villa Rosa patterns because of me. I am sorry. I am not a good influence when it comes to Villa Rosa. You would think Villa Rosa would be calling me. Um, I just like their patterns. And the one that I'm getting ready to sew on is just turned out so darn cute that I did it for Halloween that I couldn't stand not doing it again for Christmas. So tell me that these colors in this are not coming out adorable. And I think I am so even more excited about this one because I actually picked these fabrics where, I do a lot of kits because I'm just too lazy to stand in line, but it is what it is. Hey guys, don't forget Labor Day from 8 to 11 Arizona time, which is currently Mountain Time. I will be up in the cabin in Shady Pines, but I plan to do a live that day for 3 hours. Please feel free to jump in, jump out, however you want. We are going to do the mazed pattern together. It is a jelly roll, so you can do it with the jelly roll. If not, you can cut your own 2.5-inch strips. If you don't have the pattern, you can get it from Villa Rosa, do an instant download, which is actually what I did because it's a pattern I didn't have. But I should have brought it with me and I didn't. It's also over on the Facebook page if you want to look there. But it's an instant download for $2. So it's cheap enough, but it would be one that we could all sew on together and see what we create as a YouTube family. I did end up, what did I do? I'm doing Grinch as mine. And because I have a Grinch jelly roll that I bought that I have not got to work with yet. And I thought, you know what? That is just going to be too darn cute. I need to do that Grinch pattern. So that is the plan for me. And I'm hoping I didn't twist these or turn these wrong because I had to lay these all out. This is the French braids pattern, by the way, from Villa Rosa. I did it for Halloween. It just turned out so cute that I couldn't stand it. So I stopped everything else I was doing and went back and um, got all this Christmas fabric out so I could do yet another one. Because yes, I didn't have of the 7 quilt tops over here that I had already, stuff I'd already cut out. Um, I had to yet do yet another one. So let me get this first row sewed together for us and show you what this is going to look like because I think it's going to be an adorable pattern. So Nightbot seems to be showing up on my side. I saw it pop up with Russ's channel and with Danielle's channel. If it's not popping up for you all, let me know. But I think it should be showing up in the links. At least it's showing on the chat on my side. So hopefully that means I got it working right. But if not, let me know. Sally says she has it on her calendar and she's waiting for the pattern. Yes, I remember you saying you ordered some, and I think you ordered more than one. So I understand why you're waiting. Huh. Um, all right, I'll have to go back and look. So it's funny, it is Nightbot's showing on my side. So I'm not sure why it's not showing up on that side again. So now you all understand why it just takes me forever to get things done. The hill goes, not to worry, you can't beat the pricing. I agree. I really like the ideas. I think some of their patterns are very simple. I think some look more complicated, yet I do still think overall they're not that simple. Or they are more simple than some others, and they're instructions that I can actually understand, which really is a big deal for me. Um, Barb says in Canada they dip their fries in gravy. Interesting. Oh, Katrina says she bought a jelly roll and a contrasting solid. So it should be here Tuesday and she'll have to cut her strips. Yeah, Sally says it's not working in the chat. All right, I will have to see what's going on with that. I have no idea. Hmm. I will have to check it out, guys. I'm not sure. Nightbot and I have not been friends yet. I'm told once I get it up and running and working that it's actually not complicated at all. But for some reason, it has been a challenge to me. I think I'm going to have to get on the phone with Danielle because Danielle seems to have figured everything out. So let's see. Because I am not going to let it beat me. That's for sure. All right, what else were we talking about tonight? Oh, so I am thinking about New Year's Eve. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to go be a bad boy for New Year's Eve, or should I actually just be a good boy for New Year's Eve? So I have done both. A couple of years ago, I went to Vegas for New Year's Eve and saw Paula Abdul for New Year's Eve. It was fun. I got to watch her in the hotel room at the Flamingo perform for Dick Clark's New Year's Eve. And then later, I got to go downstairs and see her live. So that was a fun New Year's Eve. And then one year, I actually ran a 10K here in Phoenix. We have a out with the old and with the New Year's Eve 5K runs. So at 10:30 at night, you do a 5K. So you're done by 11:30 or so if you're a slower runner, and then you get to toast at midnight with a glass of sparkling apple cider, and then do another 5K. So you end the year doing a 5K and start the year on a 5K. So how you know, how healthy and how cool is that? Um, I did that a few years ago. Now I'm thinking about doing a quilting retreat. I know Stephanie is having one because I did find that out. I had missed it. I've not signed up for that, but it's all the way over in Georgia. So trying to decide if I want to do that. Stitch in Heaven has one in Texas, which would be closer for me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but just ideas and thoughts on what you're doing maybe for um, New Year's Eve. It's hard to think that we're almost, it's the middle of August. So we really need to plan the rest of the year. And yes, I have a Halloween cruise coming up. I have a Hallmark Kansas City trip coming up. So I can do Hallmark in Hallmark Land over in Kansas City. And I actually get to meet some of the movie stars and get to see all of that. So to me, how awesome is that? I am a huge Hallmark fan. Hug Mama said hers didn't work either. All right, guys, I will play with Nightbot um, and figure out what's going on with that. I keep thinking that I have finally got it working, but it appears not. So, hey, Inez, thanks for being here tonight. So, look how cute this is turning out. I love these fabrics. I love this black Christmas, but I think this is going to turn out adorable. Why is it? I still haven't gotten used to if I want to show something on the screen, I have to go the opposite direction, but I will get there. But I really liked, and thank you. Someone said they really liked the ho ho fabric. I did too. I think it really goes well with that ornaments. But I liked the black, and again with these stripes, which I've done very little stripe work, and then turned around and did um, the ho 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 with the green. So I think these are. I think this is really going to turn out to be a cute um, quilt, and hopefully John will. I'll get the quilt top done, guys. That's for sure. The question is whether or not I can um, get it quilted, but we'll see. At least I'm making progress. You all have to admit it's nice to actually see me on the sewing machine finally and knocking stuff out and getting things done. And tell you what, if you knew how work has been lately. But what are some of the things that you all do for New Year's Eve and that? I would be curious. So, sometimes it's fun to be the bad boy, and sometimes you just got to go, okay, it doesn't always have to be about a wild time. So, I am trying to figure out how I want to balance things, but we will see how that goes. Jackie says, I stay home. And I think that's one of the things that now last year I actually hosted a party here. It was pretty nice. I had a very nice crowd, had about 20 folks, I think, overall. Because I will say I'm not going to go out for a nice dinner and go to the bar, go to the dance. Wherever I go, I want to stay. Like the year I went to Vegas and did Paula Abdul, all of that was at the Flamingo. I stayed at the Flamingo. I was able to just go down for the show. Because, but I'm just getting kind of over crowds. I did think about Palm Springs this year. Might be a fun way to welcome in the new year. I would like to figure out. I would like to see Palm Springs. I don't know why that just has really hung up on me, but I really do. Um, oh, Katrina says I've done Stitch in Heaven New Year's Eve so long for the last 2 years. It's fun and great way to get back into sewing after the holiday. I just thought it sounded like fun. I know they don't have any particular project in that. Everybody just kind of does their own thing, but it's not hugely expensive either. So I just need to look. I also got to get my courage up being a guy going to a quilting retreat because um, I don't know. I still feel awkward sometimes walking in, believe it or not. That's just who I am. I'm still got that old Southern boy in me. Dale says he stays home with the fur baby, safe and warm. Deb has watched your live today. I was laughing again. Mona did what? I love that tag. How funny is that? Mona did what? Too funny. Katrina said, "Oh no, there's a pattern and quilt top to make." Dukes is at Winco. Oh, Wendy, thanks for that. I will have to go there then because that's one of the aggravating things. I don't mind Winco. For me, there's a new one over on the 303 that looks like a huge warehouse. And I do think you can get some good buys at Winco. Um, but what aggravates me is I just happen to go to the grocery. I just gotten so lazy. I just enjoy having my groceries delivered or at least brought out to the car for me because I do Sam's. I find better buys at Sam's than I do Costco, which I know in the West Coast that's sacrilegious. But and I've never been a home or a Walmart fan, so don't get me wrong when it comes to that. It's just that I like the fact that I can order from Sam's and Sam's brings it out and puts it in the car for me. And there's days that I want to go to Costco and I want to walk around for an hour and I just want things to jump in my shopping cart. And there's other times where I just wish they would have let me ordered it so I could have, not spent the day there. So we'll see how that goes. So this is coming together. See, this quilt, that's what I mean with some of the Villa Rosa. It just comes together so quick. And this is the French braids. And again, I really, really like this pattern. I am not doing another one out of this pattern because now that I've done Halloween and now a Christmas one, I feel like I just need to move on with life and get over myself just a little bit. And I will do that soon, I promise. Hey, we hit 953 subscribers, so we very well may hit that 1,000 mark soon, which is just awesome and amazing considering where we started, considering that I had no clue to what I was doing, but I am so fortunate that I met people like Sean with the guy who sews, and Russ with Quilt Meet World, and then ended up partnering up with Danielle and her channel, Danielle Stitchery, and Stephanie, and all of them. I mean, this is such a fun, warm community. It's just so amazing to have such a fun YouTube family. Kathy's Corner 69 says she shared out your channel. Thank you very, very much, Kathy. That is so appreciated. Jackie says, I do Walmart delivery. Started it when COVID started. Could you take a chance on bringing anything home to my dad? Yeah, see, I just don't blame you. I did a little bit during COVID, but I don't know. The one excuse I used to get out of the house was the fact we had to go get groceries. But I have to say, we did a lot of we didn't. I did not do Walmart delivery, but I did a lot of curbside and have them pick up, which I found was to my advantage many times at the Walmart we went to because when I got home, sometimes I had my groceries, sometimes I had other people's groceries. Sometimes I had my groceries and other people's groceries, and sometimes I had double orders on my groceries. It was the most bizarre thing. We just never knew what we were going to get. Brian says, I like to pick my own groceries, but I do use the self checkout. I chuckle because the employees are shopping and the customers are checking out. Yeah, it cracks me up. The other day, I went to our fries, which I am not impressed with our fries. We have a beautiful fries, but it is so mismanaged that it's not even funny. And the cashier made a comment that I really wasn't self checking the way I was supposed to. And I told her during my orientation, this is what they had told me to do. And she looked so confused. And I said, well, when you all employed me, I said, I'm just thrilled that you all will actually allow me to stand here and scan my own groceries and not require me to stock the shelf. I said, I fully expect one day when I walk in that you're all going to hand me a cart and say, if you want to shop here, we expect you to put this, stock this much groceries before you can shop. And I don't know. I'm just getting really our fries here. They've taken out, I think we're down to like 4 checkout lanes now. and they just keep adding more and more self check. And it's like, okay, you do realize I live in a retirement community, and some of these folks here can't even lift and do what, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of getting over that I work all day for my money, and that the expectation is nowadays nobody else has to or something. It's just, it's getting weird. Sorry, that's a soapbox for me. See, this is just sewing up so quick and fast. Just amazing. I will tell you, I think the Villa Rosa pattern says you do 7 rows. I'd have to go back and look. And I cheat because if you cut and do it just right, there's actually enough that you can do 10 rows. So I don't follow the pattern exactly. I end up making this much bigger than the pattern says to, but that's okay because it's my quilt, my rule. Oh, see now, why did they have to flip over at the very end? So now I got to get out the silly seam ripper. Goodness gracious, what I get for trying to go fast, right? Anya said the dogs are fed and they went potty. So now she can sit back down. Yeah, that's why John doesn't have animals. I lost my last one a couple of years ago. He was absolutely the love of my life. And I'm not ready to have another dog. I don't want the obligation, but I'll be honest, I just don't want to deal with I don't want to deal with the grief. That dog was just the light of my life. He came in just at the right time. He was just amazing, and I lost him. I didn't lose him in the divorce. He was mine. I had him at one point during the divorce, but ended up um, having to leave him back in Virginia when I moved out here because I knew I was traveling for work and I wasn't going to be able to really take care of him, and he would end up more kenneled than with me. And so that was very tough. So I grieved that. And then I had to grieve again when my daughter called and goes, "Yeah, you're going to have to help us put this uh, puppy down," because I think he had stage 3 renal failure. So it was just too crazy. And so I'll be honest, I just grieved again. I just can't do it again. I'm just not there. Um, Mona says she does not use self checkout. She wants an employee. I don't blame you. I totally, totally agree. Maureen says her grandson does the shopping. She hadn't been in a store for 4 years. I love that. Inez says she never uses self checkout. Now working anywhere, not working anywhere for free. I don't blame you. Barb says, me too. Danielle has 5 border collies and it's never ending. Oh my gosh. So I had someone in my life at one point that had a border collie, and all I know is they're very, very high maintenance because they are very, very, very high energy. Oh, Maureen says, way back when there was a pickup lane at the grocery store, and that's where she met her husband. Hmm, good to know. Russ says he just won bobbin chicken again on the long arm, and he's running around cheering like the kid in Home Alone. That's actually the second time Mr. Russ has won bobbin chicken in like the last week. First time on the long arm, but I believe we won bobbin chicken just the other day on our sewing machine. So what's up with that? So we are excited for Russ. How cool is that? Dale says he's wild and crazy guy. Yeah, who was the Steve Martin. So we might have to start calling him Steve Martin. Charlotte says, "Bravo, Russ." Thanks for being here, Charlotte. Thanks for tuning in today. Mm. Yeah, Mona says, it's very sad. It rips a hole in your heart. It really does. I mean, I just, it's just so funny. I mean, my daughter was like, "Are you going to be okay?" And I was like, I don't know. I mean, like, it just, it's just, they are such a huge part of your life. I will tell you, interesting enough, when I got him as a puppy, I was teaching middle school, and he actually, when I first got him, he actually went to school with me almost every day because I taught in a private school. So he went to school with me every day, and then he would. What else did he do? He went to school with me. He went to all my daughter's soccer games and that. I mean, like this dog was always with me. It was just crazy. And to make it worse, I found out like if you take your little fella through back in the day through the drive-through, like at Wendy's, they would come to the window and give him a chicken nugget and that. So he loved getting in the car because he always thought he was going to Wendy's. And so, yeah, it's just funny. I mean, they just become such an integral part. And I, um, I think when I retire, it'll be different, and I'll want that companionship and that. There's nothing like coming home to dogs barking and being so excited and just that entire unconditional love. But I also think right now I just don't want any more responsibility. I have enough responsibility in my life, and the last thing I need is to add anything to it. But who knows? You never know with me. I had Bichons, by the way, just so you know. Bichon Freezies is what I had. The one that I lost was a Puggle. He was part pug, beagle, poodle. He was Heinz 57, basically. And but because I do like a more hypoallergenic dog, I cannot do dog hair. Just not going to happen. Although I did find a Dachshund not too long ago, a wiener dog that I kind of fell in love with, and that dog almost made it home. The problem for me here in Arizona is you got to be so careful with them taking them out, especially because our sidewalks and yards and that are so hot here. So you have to put booties on them and that. And I'm just not willing to have to dress a dog to go outside to go do its business and all that. So I'm not sure how that will ever work for me. So we'll see. Dale says, but they also fill your life with love and joy. They do. There's nothing like having a pet like that. I totally, totally get that. Maureen says people that don't have pets just don't have a clue. Funny enough, um, um, oh, Sally, I'm so sorry to hear about that. That's awful. Um, totally, totally understand your feelings. Um, my niece, who's never been an animal person, um, I guess about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, they went out in their backyard. They live up in Northern Virginia. Went out in the backyard to do something and realized there was a cat there under their shed, under their little barn. Come to find out, the cat had a litter of kittens. Ended up staying with her for a while. They managed at one point, and so she ended up feeding them in that because you could tell the mother was struggling to find food and nurse and do what she needed to do. And my niece, although she's not a huge animal lover, um, would never mistreat an animal. So they ended up buying cat food and that to her husband, going, okay, are you kidding me? Like, we don't want the cat to stay. So, anyways, that cat stayed, they nursed, and then when the kittens were old enough to start heading out on their own, um, she they ended up getting traps and trapped them so they could take them to the humane society, and all but one ended up getting in the trap, and one was too smart to get in the trap. She has since ended up adopting that stupid cat that has become her buddy, to the extent that she just had it recently neutered. It's not domesticated purely, but it is allowed in her house, like on the first floor. I think she calls it Runt is its name. It's had all its shots now. So now all of a sudden she's become a cat mom, and it's just so funny because if you knew her and knew her personality, she's not. She just doesn't want those type of obligations because she's never had children and had decided never to have children, and now here she is with a kitty cat. So it's interesting to see her now be a cat mom. I know this past winter, she had bought a special um, cat house for it because she doesn't, at the time, she wasn't letting it in the house much or wasn't letting it sleep in the house. So to make sure it would stay warm, she bought one of those heated cat houses and that. So, I mean, she spent a fortune on this cat. So it is now becoming much more domesticated and now has become her cat. So I'm not sure how we got on the subject of animals tonight, but it doesn't matter. That's the fun thing. You never know on my channel, quite possibly, what we might talk about. Look at that. I've almost got half this quilt, half the rows done. Yeah, Katrina says she has Gabby was 10 years old. Now she's 14. She's starting to slow down. It's sad when they start slowing down too, because we still remember them as puppies and all the things and they used to do and that. I remember my little baby was called Boomer. So that's because we had Noah as a child's dog, family dog, and then we had Trixie was another family dog. And I remember when we got this one, I wanted to call him Charlie. I just thought that he looked like a Charlie. And my daughter goes, for one time, can we have a dog that has a dog's name? And I thought, well, I think that's part of the problem. See, you think it's a dog, and I don't think of it as a dog. So, but we ended up with Boomer. So he was my buddy. All right. Maureen says that's what friends do. We talk about anything and everything. My cast passed away last year. He was called Patch. I am sorry to hear that, Maureen. But you're right. We do. We talk about all kinds of things. You never know what's going to um, be going on any of the channels. But yeah, I will have to say at some point I will end up. My problem is I don't like having a dog. I think there's a benefit to having two, and so I just have to get my mindset. I think the worst thing for me is having to housebreak them, and even though like Boomer, Noah, they just housebroke so quick and easy. They were just they just spoiled us. And I've always kennel trained our dogs. I could holler "go kennel." It didn't matter where those dogs were in the house. They would break their neck to go kennel and get in their kennels. People used to just laugh. They were like, "Wow, are your kids trained as well?" I said, "No, I can't get the kids to do anything, but the dogs, yes, they mind." So I think that makes all the difference. And so I will probably, I'm assuming, end up with cute little puppies at some point. You all will see them one year, show up on the channel and go, oh yeah, he must be getting close to retirement. Oh, come on. I hate when you need like one stitch. I have the hardest time sometimes getting just that one last stitch going. So we will see how that's going. So, guys, what kind of busy week are we having coming up? Barb says she's always had her cats have always had human names. Dale's too. See, so I'm not the only strange one. I think it's cute. I like I said, I've got a busy week. I get to work from home tomorrow, which will make life better. But I do have to go to the office 4 days in a row, which is not something I'm used to or enjoy. And like I said, I work for an amazing company. I enjoy my job, but It's just the drive, and that's my fault. I mean, I may have moved to a different place had I known I was going to be working for this company. But you know what? I've got 6, 8 years left, and I just absolutely love where I live. So I am not giving up where I live for anything. I love everything about my house. I love my Shady Pines, and now I love my new YouTube studio. So it is coming together slowly, but we are getting there. If you aren't on my Facebook page, feel free to go over to Guyscraft 2, TOO. Become friends with us on Guyscraft 2. I am posting, trying to get better about posting things on there, especially during the week. I did post a short video, like 20 seconds, showing my husky over there going up and down and stitching out my first real job on the tin needle. So that was exciting and something that I felt like I accomplished. So that is always fun to do. Jeannie says, "What kind of sewing machine are you using?" I am using a Juki 2000. So I looked at both the 2010 and the 2000. I decided for the price, the 2000 did everything I could, and I end up continuing to swap machines. So yesterday I took my Janome Memory Craft over to Quilt Camp. That's what I used there. I had been using my Husqvarna. Um, which was a good machine. I like that Husqvarna. It is an Epic 2, and of course, it'll do any and everything. But I'm finding out for piecing and for speed, I'm kind of becoming going back to my Juki. I also have another Juki. I can't remember what model it is, but it's more of the fancy model that does stitches and all that, where this one is just a straight stitch machine, and I'm just finding that I piece better with it, and it's so fast. So I think it's funny because we all go out and we've all bought these fancier machines that have all these decorative stitches and all that, and 90% of the time we're doing straight stitching and piecing. And so I decided, you know what, I want to get this machine out for a while and let me see how this one works and how it goes. And I think part of it is when you watch like Tiffany's Quilting Life. Tiffany is a huge Juki fan. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Stephanie uses the Juki also. So there, and so did so Becca for a while, and I think now she's found a different machine. The last time I saw, actually got to really watch her channel, she was still playing with that featherweight. So I'm not sure if she's gone back to her Juki yet or not. Um, I know she's tried a few different things, so I'm not sure what Becca's using at this point. But yeah, if you've watched the channel enough, you'll see that John's went through several machines, spent way too much money. What I did want to do is I told them yesterday, I've got my featherweight. Did that again. I've not had it out of the box since I bought it, and I really need to do that. And then once I get that done, I need to get it out and take it down to the store, get it serviced, and then put it in play for a little bit. So yesterday would have been perfect to have done that table runner with it, and a good opportunity for me to see how piecing on it would work. But I really feel like it needs to be serviced because I don't know the last time the lady that I bought it from had used it or did anything with it, and I have not done anything with it since the day I bought it. So I need to, I want to get it serviced before I do anything else. So we will see how that goes. All right. It's just been crazy. All right. Let's see. Well, Katrina says she's stuck at home since her son's on vacation. We had a dog growing up that was from the dog pound. It was a runt that my mom and dad bought us when I was very, very young, and we called it Troubles because my mother said she knew the day we brought that dog in the house, it was going to be nothing but trouble with the dog and the kids. Which wouldn't have been so bad, except the neighbor thought that was hilarious that we named our dog Troubles. And 6 months later, when they went and bought a dog, they named their dog Regret because she said she knew the day that they brought that dog home, she would regret it. So in our neighborhood, we would open the door and holler for Troubles and Regret. And Troubles was a Heinz 57 dog. And if we had been able to document it, that dog lived 22, 23 years. It was just the most amazing dog. It was kind of like a beagle, but it was a Heinz 57 variety. Sally says she's had so many dogs or animals over the years, she's had to get creative. Oh, just crazy. All right, folks. So we are on the top of the hour. I so appreciate each and every one being in tonight. I am excited. I am about two-thirds of the way done getting these put together, and I will finish hopefully getting these stitched out in the next day or two. So hopefully next Sunday when you see me, you will actually see me from Shady Pines, which I have not been at since July 4th. So I'm anxious to get up there to see what's going on and what's happening. I know one of the fellows texted me to tell me that one of the trees that he planted for me out front is not surviving. I'll have to check that out when I go up there. So it's always something, no matter what, when you own a home, no matter where it is. But anxious to get back up there, anxious to have some time in that. But guys, thanks for dropping in tonight. Thanks for being there. I so appreciate each and every one of you. I love my YouTube family. I appreciate the chat, the kindness that you all bring, and I very much appreciate your all support with everything that goes on in the world. It's just nice that we can be just have such a good time just being um, quilting friends and just talk about whatever. So as always, hit that thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Always feel free to leave comments down in the chat and that. Tell your friends, neighbors, and we will hit that 1,000 mark sooner rather than later. And as always, until next time, folks, happy crafting.